The last model that we're going to be practicing is the ratio model. So the first thing you're going to start with is the problem and rewriting it in your workspace, which I've given you 2/7 plus 1/4. When using the ratio model, we're going to first find equivalent fractions. And in order to do that, you're going to need two t-charts. The t-charts are used for numerators on the top and denominators on the bottom. So the first number is 2/7 and the second number is 1/4. Now, what you're going to do is find the common multiple, which in our case, most of us just multiply the denominators. 7 times 4 is 28. If you didn't realize what we're doing is we're finding equivalent fractions. So this is going to equal to two fractions that are out of 28 parts. So in order to go from 7 to 28, we multiplied that by 4. Whatever we multiply the bottom, we have to do the same to the top. 4/4 is actually 1 whole. Any number times 1 equals the same number. This is the identity property of multiplication. So 2 times 4 is 8. Even though they look different, they're actually multiplying it by 1 whole, and they're finding an equivalent fraction. So 2/7 is equivalent to 8/28. In order to go from 4 to 28, we multiplied it by 7. Therefore, we have to multiply the top by 7. So it's 7/7. We're multiplying by 1. Again, any number times 1 is that number. 1 times 7 is 7. So the equivalent fraction for 1/4 is 7/28. Now that we have common denominators, we then can add these pieces up. We have 8/28 plus 7/28, which will equal 15/28. A second problem, which I'm going to let you practice too, is going to be 5/9 take away 1/7. So the first thing you're going to do, obviously, is rewrite the problem. So now that you've completed your own work, we're going to do it together to make sure that you have it. The first thing we did is filled in our t-charts. And to find the common denominator, I'm just simply going to multiply 9 times 7, which is 63. Now I know what I did to get here is I simply multiplied this by 7 and I simply multiplied this by 9. I did the opposite numbers. So I'm going to do the same thing again as I did to the denominator, to these numerators. 5 times 7 is 35. 1 times 9 is 9. Then I'm going to rewrite my equivalent fractions. 35/63 minus 9/63. Now that they're in the same, or have the same common denominator, I can actually subtract these numbers. So 35 take away 9 equals 26. 60/3. And that's how you find your fractions, adding and subtracting using the ratio model.